As we celebrate open-minded, open-hearted love in San Luis Obispo County, we want to celebrate a family who offers it up in massive doses. There are about 300 children in SLO County who know what it's like to feel outside the norm. They are those living in foster care in our communities, those whose parents weren't ready to offer them the stability of a safe and loving home. Sadly, there are more kids in this situation than there are people willing to take them in. 61 kids had to be placed out of our county last year. Thankfully, 13-year-old Angelo wasn't one of them.
I was a volunteer with Family Care Network as a mentor, kind of like a big brother, big sister type program, except for with foster kids. I was with him for a year, hung out with him a couple of times a month.
Yeah, so she was my mentor. So we would go places, and we would go to fairs and eat breakfast and do fun things.
Got to know his foster family, who were amazing, but were an emergency foster care home, not in it to adopt full-time.
I was thinking, she sort of feels like a mom, sort of. Like she would be a good mom.
And when reunification started to look like it was not going to work with his family, his foster mom approached me and said, "Hey, how would you and Monica like to adopt?"
The answer for both of us was absolutely not.
Well, she hadn't even met him at that point.
I hadn't even met
You're
him.
not allowed to, through the program, bring him home.
And then I met him, and of course I fell in love with him, but we were not in a place of really thinking about being parents. If anything, we were starting retirement planning, and so we said, respectfully, no.
About a week later, I remember standing in the kitchen, and Monica said, what are we saying yes to?
And we also thought, from just a humanistic standpoint, where's this beautiful boy going to go? We've been together 20 years, and we've thought before, should we have our kids? And we always thought, well, someone's just going to come into our life if it's meant to be. And here he was. And then we were like, why are we saying no?
And so began a love story that has been enriching, endearing, and enlightening.
Well, what is it like having two moms?
It's actually very awesome. No offense to the dads out there.
Colleen was the first gay person Angelo had ever met.
I never knew that people could be gay or lesbian or questioning.
Today, he's an LGBTQ warrior.
There needs to be equality in the human race.
Angelo moved into Monica and Colleen's home a little more than 2 years ago. This July will mark the 1-year anniversary of Angelo's adoption.
We thought we were busy before. We thought, we have weekends, we have too much to do, there's no way, I don't have room for a child. And this has actually forced us to slow down and actually enjoy our weekends more. And I don't think we feel any busier. I think we feel that our lives are more full.
Life has never been better for anyone involved.
They give me a home and love and food and water and all this care and nourishment. Sometimes I get grounded for things, but they don't go too over the edge, too far. They just get it just right.
He's also incredibly introspective and verbal, and he likes to process, which is perfect for lesbians. Let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about it, Mom.
And the self-discovery is ever evolving, as it should be in any good love story.
He works on his personal issues. We work on ours individually as a couple, and you can't help not grow. There's nothing that can remain unexamined about who you are or how you feel or how you think or how you react and how you move in the world. You're just so much more alive and awake to things.
It's not the family any of them planned on having.
As my mom always says, there's no such thing as normal. There's no normal people. Everybody's different in their own way.
But it's the one they all now believe they were meant to have.
Many of us who have lived, lives in the more, that are more marginalized, I think that when you go through that experience, if you are, aware and you've done personal work, you tend to have an ability to, a compassion factor for others, especially for kids like our son, who've had hard circumstances, you know, and there's a level of understanding because he's different. It's almost like you get to have the conversations with a child that you wish somebody would have had with you as a kid.
When it came right down to it, he's meant to be with us. And we're meant to have him. He's perfect.
So as we celebrate Pride, we ask you to consider opening your minds, hearts, and homes to children in our community in need of love.
Help change a child's life. There's a huge need for all aspects of foster care, emergency foster care. You know, then there's the kind of the longer term foster care, and then there's foster adopt. Just from our experience, you know, love heals many, many wounds. And, you know, GLBTQ people, you know, I think have a lot of heart. This is another aspect of our evolution, right, as GLBTQ people, is to be parents and grandparents. And that, I mean, that has been happening forever, but to really embrace that and know that not only do we have the right to do that, but it's also, it also can be a calling. And I will say, if we can do it honestly, anybody can do it.
Yeah, we don't actually have a village if you would like to be our village.
I'm proud. I'm proud to be part of a gay and lesbian and LGBTQ family that loves me. So, and I love them too.